I got it. We're here. I got it. We're here. It's Saturday. No, it's not. It's Friday, and we're doing the best workout ever called Fran. So we really need to make sure that our shoulders are prepped, and same with our hips. So if you have a Voodoo band today, we're going to grab a Voodoo band. If you have two, that would be even better. But you're either going to do one hip at a time or both hips. But regardless, once you get the Voodoo band on, you're going to spend 2 minutes going through a hip flow. That could be lunges, squats, Cossack squats, any sort of piece that you need to get into to make sure that you are ready for the bottom of your squat today. After you've done your hip flow with your Voodoo bands, I want you to choose something else to work on your shoulders. For some of us, we might have overhead distraction able to happen at home. Maybe it's a PVC pipe and we do a little PVC pipe overhead distraction. We could also just look at a shoulder flow, whether that be some scat push-ups, maybe some elbow punches with the PVC, or anything that is going to prep your shoulders for positions overhead. After you're nice and overhead prepped and squat prepped to combine the two for some thrusters, our warm-up today is 3 rounds on a 7-minute clock. So if you get to the 7 minutes and you haven't done 3 rounds, you're done. If you get 3 rounds done before the 7, you're over it. The first movement is totally up to you. We have no clue what it means, but you're going to do 5 on each antler. They're called Moose Antlers. We don't know what it is. If you can come up with it, please send us a video. We'd love to highlight you on the Facebook page. But following that, we're going to go into 5 per side single leg lunges. If you've been with us for a while, this looks like the toe point lunge, or even possibly the knee off the ground lunge, making sure you don't hit your face on a J hook. But we're trying to focus on that single leg doing as much work as possible. As always, scale to a movement that you can do. Could be just reverse lunges. After your single leg lunges, we have elbow punches, 5 per side. I'm calling these chicken wings. They're calling them elbow punches. Let's go 5 per side and then 5 together with the barbell on your back. After you do your elbow punches, you're going to do 8 strict shoulder press. This is another movement that's going to prep you for your thrusters. So make sure you spend some time overhead, really working on your positions. After those 8 shoulder press, 8 front squats, really focusing on your front rack position and making sure that you have your fingers underneath the bar. We are going to be thrusting, and you have full connection between your shoulder and the barbell. After your 8 front squats, you're going to hop up onto a pull-up rig, and you're going to give me 8 hollow to open swings, looking at developing our kip. Glutes are squeezed, toes are pointed, legs are long. If you don't have a pull-up bar to hang from, we're going to do seal rolls, and you will go from the Superman seal position, roll to the hollow body seal position, and back over. Over and back is 1. After you do that 3 rounds or 7 minutes, you should be nice and sweaty and prepped for Fran. The Fran. 21, 15, 9, thrusters, pull-ups, going down. If you've never done Fran before, the idea behind this is a quick smack in the mouth. So make sure when you are scaling for loads and modifications today that all of these movements become inside your wheelhouse and you can push through them. This should be, again, quick, quick, quick. So if you have dumbbells at home, we're going to just use dumbbells for our thrusters. If you have a barbell at home, we're going to use barbells for our thrusters. Make sure you get into the deepest squat that you can, followed by a full press overhead. Your goal is to use the legs to get that barbell or the dumbbells overhead. After you do your thrusters, you have pull-ups. If you have a beautiful pull-up rig like we do at the Vent Human Performance Center, which is open during COVID, you're going to hop up and you're going to do your pull-ups. Arms fully open at the bottom, chin clearly over the bar at the top. If you do not have a pull-up bar, you have nothing to pull from, whatever you are thrusting with, you will do bent over rows. So that could like dumbbell bent over rows. That could look like barbell bent over rows. This makes this workout a little spicier because technically you could go through the whole thing without ever putting your dumbbells down. Boom, you're done. Flat on your back. Fran, took you 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. I don't know. After that, thrusters. Weird. Strength comes after our Metcon today. Try to give yourself a little bit of time to come back to ground zero, breathe, no more than 5 minutes or so. Make sure you're not hanging out for an hour. And then we have thrusters for load. This looks like a barbell squat rack setup if you're in the gym or if you have that stuff at your house. And you're going to do the same thing that we would be doing with back squats or presses. You're looking for 5 sets of loaded 3. You're already pretty warm, but let's still take a few warm-up sets and then get into our strength phase. Again, you're approaching this like a strength set, so roughly 1 minute to 2 minutes of rest in between, looking for the most load possible on the barbell. If we don't have that ability, no rack, no load, no barbell, you only have a set of 20-pound dumbbells, you're going to do 3, 3, and 3 for each set. That's going to look like 3 squats at tempo, slow squats. We don't have load, so by changing our tempo, we make up for the load. 3 tempo squats followed by 3 tempo strict press. This should feel challenging right away. You just did Fran. After 3 and 3, then you're going to do 3 thrusters at normal speed. That's 6. No, that's not 6. That's 9 repetitions per set. We want you to do the 3, 3, 3 for all 5 sets. Again, if you're making up for load, you can go into more tempo. Slow down your squats and your presses even more. That is your day. Make sure to add in some smashing and recovery. We have a lot of hips and legs. We could go glutes, quads, anything to clear up our hips. And then we're also going to need something big time overhead. Maybe that's some tricep or some pec smash, but let's try to get ourselves into a more recovered overhead position before we leave the gym today. Point of performance on Fran is die. Straight death. You're trying to move so quickly that you hurt after the workout. But really, though, the point of performance should be, I need to adjust so that this is a moving workout. This should be roughly a 3 to 6 minute workout. If you're doing Fran for more than 8 minutes, it's no longer Fran, it's Franny. It's like an old grandma thing. You got to make sure that the load is light enough to move and that the pull-up is scaled enough to get through these things. So make sure that workout is roughly a 5 minute, if not under, workout, so you are getting the actual stimulus. I think we went over quite a bit of scales as far as adjusting bent over rows if we don't have pull-ups, dumbbells if we don't have a barbell. We could also be thrusting with other objects around the house. Depends on where you're at, what you're doing. If you have any questions, get at us Saturday. That was Friday. I lied. Said Saturday twice.